Hey everyone, how you doing today? Topic number 2 with Dana from Himlane is going to be how to set rental rates, what to do if your unit's not renting. Yes, your unit is special and has got all of these extra things, but sometimes it doesn't rent. So how you doing, Dana?
I'm great. Thanks, Michael, for having me.
I really love this topic because I get this question probably once a week now. Somebody in my course or my circle of influence going, "Hey, I just dialed in this house. I just redid it all super nice. My market might be 1,000, but mine's extra special. I'm going for 1150, and it hasn't rented for 6 weeks. What should I do?" And I'm like, "You should lower rent." I mean, this is not a hard question. What is going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
No,
do you think?
totally agree with you. And there's a couple of things. One, I think a lot of people who are investing in real estate, they've been in finance, right? They have data in Excel and they overthink it. Like they literally, and I did this too, so that's why it's okay for me to say it. I would put together an Excel spreadsheet and say, here's our rental property. Here's how this market has changed year over year, and here's the increase in incomes and this and that. So based on what I used to rent it for, here's the new price I should charge. And I do all this Excel stuff like macro and micro economics and all of this. And you know that's not how tenants think. If
Oh my,
you
you
want
just hurt my head. My brain was cracking as you're going through it. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is going to be a bad outcome."
Yeah, totally. And it was about outcome. I mean, you have to think like a tenant would. I am a tenant. I'm going to go on Zillow, Zumper, Apartments.com, any of them, right? And I'm going to look at what's on the market and what I can get for what price. It's a pretty simple equation. So if you, as a landlord or a property manager, are trying to figure out what to rent it for, you just need to see what else compares to your property in the area and how much is that renting for and how do you make yours attractive.
Mhm.
And to your point, I've had real estate investors be like, well, mine has granite countertops and that one does not. And it's like, tenants don't really care about that, right? They're not, I get that. And that you're saying, well, I paid this much. And here the lifespan of the granite is this amount. So I'm going to put it over 10 years and then I'm going to add that amount per month to monthly rent. No, you're overthinking it. You're doing what I used to do. What's on the market, what's comparable. As there's some things with aesthetics, but at the end of the day, a tenant just wants a 1,200 square foot, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, whatever.
Yeah.
What else is in that neighborhood? What makes yours more attractive? And so to your point, I think I can go over some like exceptions to that, but just think like a tenant would. They're
Yeah.
online every day searching, they're getting the alerts. What makes yours more attractive than others?
Yeah, what I would tell you is once you're in the market long enough, and this is what I tell people: learn your market, do the work, all of that stuff, repeat it over and over. Is in my market, there are three things that drive rent, generally speaking. One, number of bedrooms, right? A 3 rents for more than a 2. A 4 rents for more than a 3. Number 2, bathrooms. A 1.5 rents for more than a 1. A 2 rents for more than 1.5, right? Kind of get where I'm going. And then parking. Do we have street parking? Do we have carport? Carport more than street. Garage more than carport. Does square footage matter? Not really, right? Does a 1,200 square foot, 3 bedroom, 2 bath rent for more than less than a 1,400? Nope, same rate. The extra
Yeah.
200 feet means you have more expenses when you have to turn it. That's all that means. It means nothing to the tenant,
Yep.
right? Does a nice fenced backyard make a difference today? Probably, right? Not something I tracked years ago, but
Pets.
in the pets, right? In the environment we're in today. Yeah. And then if you're in one of those cities that's kind of has either water or views, like I have a property in Sedona, Arizona. If you have Red Rock views, yes, that can make a difference. But generally speaking, it's the search criteria. I want this many bedrooms. I need this many bathrooms. I want this parking. It doesn't matter if an extra 200. I guarantee you it means, as far as paint colors on the inside, it doesn't matter. Off-white, beige, tan, doesn't matter. You can do wrong, right? If you paint it all pink, that could be
Yeah.
bad, right? You could go wrong, but you're not going to get more rent based on paint colors. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And then there's some where it's you're in a niche market where you have to understand your market. And what that would be is something like college housing.
Sure.
What time are the students looking? And if you've missed that timeline, you're screwed, right? How long those leases are. So there's some exceptions to the rule that you should think about. Luxury would be another one, but most people on these channels are not investing in that. And that's the point of know your market, know what's out there and at what times. And that will go far. And then to your point, Michael, I think a really important point is demand. Once you list it on market, as long as you have it on all the listing websites, if you see that you have no leads within a week, that's a problem. Like you were the top listing because you just listed it on market. So you're hot, right? After a week, you're not hot. You're suddenly farther down on the search. That's how these searches work. These companies put them. And so the faster you can figure out, ooh, I'm too high, let me drop the price a little bit. I'm too high, let me drop the price. And sometimes you can't do this, butter spreading approach. You just have to axe it and drop it by 200. But that will take a lot of that emotion out of it's been, to your point, 6 weeks and I haven't rented the place and I don't have anyone interested.
Yeah. Just as we wrap this one up, again, know your market. Because in my market, if I had a house that was, again, actually, I want to step back. I want to be very clear. If you get a lead or an app, you've got interest. You don't just be, like sometimes I'll get like 10 apps and I say no to all of them because they don't hit my criteria. I would take that as my rent rate is okay. Even though my property is vacant for 30 days, I had 10 apps. I just chose as the owner to say no. So I'm going to keep that at that price in that example most of the time. So I just want to put that out there. It's not about filling it. That's an owner's choice. It's about the leads or the apps, right? If you're getting leads and apps and you say no, keep the price where it's at. I want people to hear that because some people call me, oh, I haven't got anybody moved in. Have you got any apps? Yeah, I've got 17. And I said no to all of them. Well, congrats. I can't guarantee you're going to fill it, right? I can just guarantee interest. So congratulations. And then the other thing I want to point out is houses and apartments. And I say this as an owner of both. In my markets, houses are renting in less than 5 to 7 days today. Apartments are actually 2 to 3 weeks. It's just a different ballgame. Houses have space. Apartments don't. So realize that changes over time. Like 2018, apartments rented faster than houses. I don't know why, they just did. So realize it could change.
Yep. And now one last point with that about the rental rates that you had or the apps and stuff like that, you can get creative. So if you have all these apps, but none of them are working, you could look at cosigners. You could look at something else to say, okay, I have the interest. How do I make sure that they meet my qualifications? So you might be able to get creative with that of, okay, great. Yeah, they don't have the credit score, but they have the income, or vice versa, but they can get a cosigner on it. That would be a great way to take one of them and bring them in and get the property leased. Very well said, Dana. Thank you very much. Again, folks, if something's not rented and no interest, your price too high. Stop overthinking it. Thank you.